What's going on, guys? It's James Daner with the MotionArray, and today we're talking about how to remodel your beautiful Craftsman home to get you the highest price and the highest profit. So we just recently bought this property. It's a 1920s Craftsman home that is completely original. Wiring, plumbing, plaster. This thing is old. It was overgrown to the max, and it was stacked full of all the trash in there. We spent over $25,000 in trash removal just before we could get it to this state. So it was definitely overgrown. So on this project, we're gonna be remodeling this Craftsman home, and we're also gonna be building an ADU on the back. So right now, the house is a 1,500 square foot finished property. It's a 3-bed, 1-bath. It has additional 1,000 square feet in the basement that we can turn into living space. That's gonna be our first value increase. So we're gonna take this home from a 3-bed, 1-bath, and we're gonna create a 4-bed, 4-bath, 2,500 square foot house. So we're gonna add 1,000 square feet in the basement, and we're gonna be adding an additional bedroom and 3 bathrooms to maximize the price. That's the first thing. We gotta create the plan that someone will pay the optimal price. So things that we're doing in this property is we are replacing the roof. We have factored to rip off the entire roof. We're resheeting it, installing a new one. We have a quote for roughly $13,000 for the property that's getting installed next week. The next thing we're doing is we're gonna be replacing all the windows. But as you can see in this property, it's got a lot of charm. We don't wanna take away from that. So we are replacing all 11 windows. We're not gonna combine them, and we're gonna keep it with the same gridded look. So we're replacing how it was originally built. All right, so by doing this, it's gonna keep our original Craftsman charm, and that's what we wanna target. We wanna narrow in on the buyer that is in love with this style. Each buyer has a different preference, and this is definitely in high demand. The next thing we need to do, it's got old wood siding here. The siding is rotted out. As you can see, it's just coming off the house. It is not salvageable. What we like to do typically on Craftsman is to strip it all down, sand it down, and repaint it. The problem is this is too rotted to do that, so we're gonna need to replace it. When you're replacing your siding on old Craftsman homes, we wanna keep with the era of the property. On most homes, when they're getting sided nowadays, they're using a hardy panel product or a hardy plank product that could have some wood grain in it. It's textured, it's a style of the 90s and the 2000s. If we put that on this home, it's gonna rip the flavor out of it. So we don't wanna do that. We wanna play into it. So as we created our siding design, we went with the same reveal. This is about a 4-inch reveal. We've spec'd out a smooth hardy siding, so when it goes on, it's still gonna have that same eclectic original look, and this is really important for us to keep. Now out here, we're gonna keep this brick, clean it up, restore it, and then let's go see what we're gonna do on the inside. Now, one little flip tip that I love to do to give it a little bit of extra charm is sometimes we leave one original window in the house so people can see the era of the home. We might spend the time to sand this all down, get it painted out, get it prepped, because it gives it this character and feel as they come through their entryway. They come into their old brick entryway that was built in the 1920s. It has the 1920s window, and then we're gonna go with a very traditional Craftsman door. It will be all wood. It's not gonna be builder grade. It's not gonna be fiberglass. We have to pick the right spec for what this house is. So let's see what we're doing on the inside. So inside the house, many times when you got a 1920s property, they were built different. People lived differently back then. That's why the basements are all unfinished. They didn't really need the space. There was a lot of water back then. It allowed for drainage. It was more storage. So we're gonna take that space and make finished space down below. But at the same time, we have to modernize the footprint. Currently, the house has 1 bedroom in this corner, a bathroom center, a formal dining room, and then a kitchen tucked behind. That only gives us 1 bath and 1 bedroom on the main floor. That is not great for resale. We wanna maximize the space. As renovators, how we get highest and best use is maximizing every inch so it's very livable. So in the corner of the house, we're gonna have 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, and then that connects with the stairwell that goes up to the primary. So as you can see, this house is original. It's built in the 1920s. We got plaster, things are falling apart. I mean, this part of the roof had came down from some water leak here, fireplace is blown out. So things that we're gonna do to keep the charm in here. One original style is that, as you can see, it's got the coffered ceilings, rounded arch ceilings. If we pull that out and just frame them square, it's gonna feel like a newer house and take some of the charm out. So we are having our drywallers drywall all the interior walls, and then we're gonna be matching the same coffer look as they install the drywall. This is gonna cost us probably $3,000 to $4,000 more just for this lid here, but it's worth it because we're giving the right product to the buyer. But before you spend that expense, always check, do you need to spend it or do you not need to spend it? When we looked at our comparables, we saw the restored Craftsman homes selling for about 10% higher than the homes that were just kind of stripped down and remodeled. So by spending a little bit more extra money on our windows than the coffer ceilings, it gets us 10% more on our price. That's a $90,000 to $100,000 kick. It's worth the expense, and those are things you always want to verify when you're comping the house. So one thing we're doing is we're installing a dadu in the backyard, but it's shrinking our backyard. Our new yard is now our side yard and part in the back. So to give access, we're gonna install new French doors that are gonna go out to a little deck. It's gonna bring us out to your yard. In this section here, we got bad flow. We have a kitchen that's a little bit too small. It goes into a hallway that goes down to the basement and then into a formal dining room. To maximize the layout and space, we're gonna be framing this section up through here. This is now gonna allow us to bring our kitchen all the way through here and get it about 15 to 20% bigger. The kitchen's gonna go from the small box to where it's coming all the way out, formal dining room in here. And then by doing that, we're gonna cut out this section to create our new hallway that goes down to our basement here. So we're fixing the flow, we're expanding the kitchen, and that's gonna help us maximize the value. All right, let's check out the upstairs where we're adding a primary suite and another bathroom. One thing to note right here, guys, this is a very cool fireplace that is Craftsman. You always want to try to keep these fireplaces, but in our plan, we're actually taking it out. I'll show you why. Sometimes there's a sacrifice when you're doing these projects. So we're keeping a lot of charm, we're keeping the window design, we're keeping the coffered ceilings, but how they built the houses sometimes interrupt the flow. So over in this area, we're gonna be adding a bedroom, creating a walk-in closet through here, and then this is gonna take us to our primary, but this is our major issue. If we do not remove this chimney, to get to our primary, we're gonna have to duck through here, and we have no access and flow that goes into our primary. That's the sacrifice we have to make. We have to take out that cool Craftsman fireplace. We're gonna install a new one that's slimmer, and we're gonna match the style with the design, the tile, and the millwork, but it's gonna have to go. And unfortunately, it's beautiful, but it's messing up our primary. So we're gonna be demoing out this fireplace and creating a new hallway through this section. This is gonna turn to a large walk-in closet. We're gonna install a bathroom in this hallway that's gonna service this other bedroom. And then through our primary, we're gonna install a new doorway that's gonna go in to our primary bath through this section. So by removing that fireplace, it allows us to create this primary bath. If we don't do that, we have no primary suite. That's gonna cost us $100,000 in our value. So sacrifice is worth it. We gotta do it. We can still keep a lot of the charm, but fireplace has gotta go. So let's check out what we're doing in the basement. So down in the basement, we're gonna be adding a bedroom, a bathroom, and a laundry room. Every comparable that we had that sold for $9.99 had those amenities. You guys are down there working, so we'll just give you a quick little tour. So down here, this is where the hard work's going. So we're gonna be adding a bedroom down in this back corner. We're adding a bathroom in this section, hallway getting back through there, and then we're gonna be creating a laundry room off the back side of here, because this is actually full height. We're gonna pour a new slab, we're gonna put washer dryer in here, new closet, and now this is gonna become finished space that we need to get the value out of it. So what are they doing in here right now? They are framing the perimeter wall. There's no framing. They're putting in 2x4s, new sills in. That's gonna allow us to insulate the walls, take it up a new energy code. To get the bathroom in, we're gonna need to trench out these slabs, install the plumbing, and that comes with a cost. Typically when you gotta trench out slabs, you're $3,000 to $4,000 just to trench it out, and then you gotta replumb the whole thing. So it's getting rewired, replumbed. Oh, you guys are good. No, let's keep it going. We're gonna get out of here. There's too many dudes swinging wood down there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed our sneak peek into our Craftsman renovation. If you want to see more of it, make sure you like and subscribe below. It's the only access you're getting, guys. Don't come to my property. You gotta check us out on YouTube. But to recap this, guys, before you buy your Craftsman home, always pull your tax record, see what kind of square footage that you're working with. Pull your comparables. What do you need to add to the property? How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms? Run your budget costs, but then review those comparables about the details and specs that you need to keep or not keep on your next Craftsman home. If we would have ripped off all the charm of this house, replaced the windows with large windows, more builder grade, did the wrong kind of siding, it could have cost us $100,000. So pull your comparables, make the list of what you need to add, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, but also take your renovation list. What do you need to keep? What should you replace? How do you need to update it? And what style you need to go with. So again, guys, more flip tips, like and subscribe below. I will see you guys on our next update.